He's had problems in the past fighting southpaws, Glenn.
Yes, he has. He certainly, when he fought Keith Holmes, that was big problems. He challenged for the world title against an awkward southpaw who goes away from it, and he couldn't cope with that. So this is a very difficult fight for Woodhall. He has to try and really stamp his authority right from the start.
Woodhall will want to show that that performance against Catley was just a blip. Nardiello might try to go for it early. You do wonder how well he's really prepared for this fight when you hear those stories about him being 6 pounds overweight on the day of the weigh-in. Woodhall, who's had to come through 2 operations on an injured elbow. Doctors have told him to quit, but he says he has to carry on and earn while he's a world champion. But he may not have too much longer. Stand up, technician, great left jab, whips in right crosses as well, and nobody has been more confident than him in the build-up this week. You see the word baggies written on the back of his shorts, his beloved West Bromwich Albion, who lost today. That won't have improved his mood, but he did have other things on his mind. A lot of the West Brom players have travelled up to see the game, by the way. See this fight here.
Woodhall landing with a right and Nardiello with a left, both together there.
Nardiello with a sneak little left hand. Twice European champion. He beat Britain's Fidel Castro Smith a couple of times. He won his first 17 fights. Is the desire and ambition still there for the man from Rome? He looks very big and a bit flabby, doesn't he, Nardiello?
Well, yeah, he doesn't, not so much flabby, but he looks heavy, doesn't he? He looks pretty thick around the middle. I mean, there is doubts about his conditioning, but he really is. You just never know what opponent's going to turn up. He can be erratic, he can be very stylish and difficult, or he can be really, really hard.
Couple of right hands from Nardiello. Woodhall quickly back in when Nardiello wasn't expecting it. That was very business, like a bit of gamesmanship almost from Woodhall there.
Well, this is really the mood that Richie Woodhall has to be in. He has to be right down to business. He's very laid back and on the back foot against Glenn Catley. Needs to be the boss here.
He's much sharper already tonight with the left jab than he was in the whole of the fight against Catley, but Nardiello showing some ambition and dangerous with those left hands.
Good jabs there from Woodhall. He's got good height and reach on Nardiello. Has to use that to his advantage, but he'll be looking for that right hand.
Nice jabbing from Woodhall. Probably would have won in the opening round. Len Woodhall, the former paratrooper, his father, training Richie as ever. Denny Mancini, the ace cut man, is there.
Yes, a good team. Richie and Len Woodhall work very well together in the gym.
Woodhall's only defeat was in a bid for the world middleweight title against Keith Holmes. This is where there was a bit of gamesmanship from Woodhall.
Yes, he wasn't going to have any of that. They were going to touch gloves, and he just wanted to really show that he meant business, and I think that's important in with a character like Nardiello.
Because he can try a few tricks himself. Just notice on Woodhall's shorts when he comes out, he also has the initials of Nicky Grice, a former fighter and good friend of his, who was killed in a car crash at the age of 26, and Richie Woodhall took his world title belt to his grave after he'd become champion, and sometimes goes on his training runs up by the cemetery. Second round. Woodhall, oh, good right hands from him, 2 of them too. Nardiello, a former world champion himself. He won the title against Sugar Boy Malinga in what was an awful fight, but lost it to Britain's Robin Reid a few months later. Much, much sharper, Richie Woodhall here.
Well, he's certainly letting that right hand go, which would he hardly ever used in the Cadley fight. He obviously feels much more comfortable without that injury. And he needs a right hand, a very important punch against the southpaw.
Three-punch combination from Woodhall, who has made the most positive of starts here. Mustn't underestimate what Nardiello can do. He was the first man to put Henry Wharton on the floor, and he gave Wharton all kinds of problems before Henry managed to get the job done in the end. Oh, and he's got Woodhall there with a right hand. Woodhall just lost his balance more than anything, I think. He's usually very durable, but looks a bit disorganized as Nardiello nails him with another left on those ropes. Bad moments for Woodhall there for a few seconds.
I think there was a smile over at his corner just to let them know that everything was okay. So maybe it was just a touch off balance from Woodhall, but it was a strong right hand landed.
Woodhall found one himself. Not bad at all, this so far. More action than some might have thought between two men who are basically technicians, but Woodhall, I think, is determined to put on a performance.
I think Woodhall knows that he has to keep the pressure on Nardiello, because it's at times like that when Nardiello does start to fall apart a little bit. He starts then complaining, looking to the referees, and that's when you know you're kind of getting to your man.
Woodhall's finding the target with some good right hands. He just walked onto a left himself there. This fight originally scheduled for September, and Nardiello had prepared long and hard for that, has had Richie Woodhall, who'd sparred with Harold Graham, and then Catley came in right at the last minute when Nardiello got injured.
And very close with a short little right hook. Woodhall there looked a good punch, but just a bit too short.
Bargy at the end of the second round. What do you think of Nardiello so far, Glenn?
Well, he's come to have a very good go. You can see little bits of his erratic style, but it looks dangerous with that left hand. We also saw him catch Woodhall with, I think it was a right, and just knocked him off balance.
Let's have a look at this again. Was it a balance thing, or did he just shake him?
Yeah, I think it was balance. I think he just sort of caught him with a forearm and sort of hooked him round off balance. Good right hand there from Woodhall. So this is a good start to this fight.
10 seconds. Seconds out. Round 3.
Third round, Nardiello a bit slowly off his stool for the third. Seemed almost disinterested at the head-to-head press conference earlier in the week. Nardiello could hardly be bothered to answer the few questions that were put his way. Woodhall so much taller. Sit low, Nardiello says. He's starting to give out those little signals again. Here we go again. One or two people might suggest, probably a bit unkindly, that he wouldn't be your #1 choice of a fellow to have beside you in the trenches.
Good right hand again from Woodhall. He's finding the range quite well with that punch.
Good hand speed with that right. But this is typical of him, this left jabbing. Put on a brilliant display when he became European champion against Silvio Branco.
But it's good to work your jab as well as that against the southpaw, because it's very difficult to beat a southpaw to the jab. But Woodhall managing here very easily.
Doubling up neatly. Woodhall, who was schooled for many, many years in the British amateur system, culminating in his Olympic bronze medal, and he still uses the training methods that were ingrained into him by Kevin Hickey, the amateur coach. Nardiello again, though, with the odd success with that left hand.
Yes, that's a punch Woodhall has to watch out for, the left hook that he brings round.
Much better performance this from Woodhall. This is the real Richie Woodhall we're seeing tonight, not the pale shadow in action against Glenn Catley, who incidentally is at ringside hoping for a shot at the winner of this, though Woodhall, should he prevail, hopes he'll be meeting the winner of Calzaghe and Reed later. And he predicts it will be Calzaghe.
Still working well from long range behind that jab. Nice right uppercut there from Woodhall.
Feature of a shot, wasn't it?
Yes, he's really sharp for this fight. Very, very up. A totally different person.
Rather telegraphing the left hand that time, Nardiello. He fired his manager after the first fight was called off. There were all kinds of insinuations about the influence Don King might have had on all of that. Remember his recent spat with Frank Warren, who's the promoter here. It's going well for Woodhall so far.
It's going very well. He's controlling behind that jab. Look at that, 14-0. Just shows how well he's working that jab. Controlling the fight behind that.
It's really good sharp work from Richie Woodhall in round 3.
Well, this punch he's worked so well, doubling up on the jab. He's thrown it and a double or on a single, and then just a very sharp right uppercut.
10 seconds. Seconds out.
Okay.
Round 4.
Fourth round then. Britain's Richie Woodhall on the far side from you, the taller man. Has he won the first 3 rounds, do you think, Glenn?
Yes, certainly on my card. He's dominating the fight, boxing well from long range, and he's the one that's getting through with good aggressive combinations.
Watch the rabbit punching. Nardiello keen to make apologies for any little indiscretions. It's a heavy right hand from Woodhall.
Some body punching there from Nardiello. Woodhall looks in superb condition. Very, very big for this weight division.
Middleweight most of his career. It's only in the last year or 2 he's moved up half a stone to super middleweight. And of course, in doing that, he moved into a division where there's a lot of money and interest in Britain. This is the division to be in. Woodhall's had to adapt his style after the elbow surgery. He can't throw long right hands now. He has to get in close to throw them almost with the elbow bent. Had to work on that. He throws it long, he's likely to damage the elbow again.
Yes, he brings them all round in a... He throws the right hand almost all the time in a hooking action, as it with the bent arm. But he does, he's worked well with that punch, and he's getting it really off. Very good in this fight.
Might only have a couple of fights left, Richie Woodhall, with that injury, but I'm sure as long as he's champion and there's money to be made, he'll go on. Has 3 children. Nardiello busy to the body. Still competitive.
Yes, Nardiello still having his own successes. Woodhall just doing a bit more in these rounds, but Nardiello's still there.
He's got him going here. Good shots, Nardiello, just looking a bit shaken up for a moment.
Started with a good left hook, hasn't thrown that punch very much, but when he did, Nardiello didn't expect it.
Body shot too. Good round that for Woodhall again. This the first of two big World Super middleweight title fights tonight, and a really excellent domestic scrap to look forward to later on. But in that last round, Woodhall drawing blood, you see, from the nose of Nardiello, and one of the tactics really when you fight Nardiello every time has to be to try to break his heart, break his resistance, because he has been known to mentally throw in the towel, and I just wonder if that's starting to happen now.
Yes, he has a frail temperament, but it takes a good bit of work and a good bit of pressure to get to that, and a lot of fighters can't do that. He is a good competitor, Nardiello, but Woodhall really strong and persistent and putting in a very good fight. Just looks to be starting to get to him a little bit.
And Nardiello will feel he maybe jinxed against British fighters. He's lost to Ray Close, Nigel Benn, Henry Wharton and Robin Reed. Somebody asked him at the press conference, did he feel as if it was a jinx? He said, I hope to end this tradition. Oh, he gets Woodhall with a left hand there, having been caught himself. I think Woodhall was more off balance than anything else, but down he goes. He's okay, he's not shaken up. He landed a very good shot himself just before that.
He landed a good shot, but he did get caught there with a punch. A little off balance, he was all right, didn't really hurt. But he'll want to make amends for that.
Sign that Nardiello can still be dangerous here. It was an immediate riposte. It was almost as if Woodhall, just for a second, was admiring his work, and he got caught.
And that will certainly have boosted the confidence of Nardiello, so Woodhall has to really get back on top very quickly.
Doesn't seem to be anything wrong with Nardiello's level of ambition or desire. That's another great right uppercut from Woodhall with his back to the ropes. Mexican referee, by the way, here, Lupe Garcia, who won't be on Lennox Lewis's Christmas card list. He was the guy that stopped him in that first fight with Oliver McCall, correctly, I thought. Lewis will never believe that. Nasty little shock to the system, that, for Woodhall, even though he didn't seem to be genuinely shaken up by the punch. He got up straight away. It was a flash knockdown, but a knockdown nonetheless for Nardiello.
Nice right hand from Woodhall. Just caught Nardiello as Nardiello came forward. Nardiello having to really eat the jab as he tries to get close to Woodhall.
Woodhall hasn't broken the resistance of the Italian yet. Oh, it's another good right uppercut. That shot has worked very well for Woodhall tonight, and then a right cross to follow it. Mixing it up, head and body, and the body shot has hurt him. He goes down, he says to Woodhall, don't follow that up because I'm going down and I want to take a respite. Right hand to the body, Nardiello down on one knee. He gets up, he beats the count, but he looks very tired. He might be ready to be taken here. Woodhall's closing in for the stoppage, pouring in the punches, has to be careful he doesn't get caught with a counter as he does so, and the bell goes, and they fight on after the bell. Woodhall landed a left hand, and Nardiello has gone down, and he's trying here to look for the disqualification. Oh dear, here we go again. It's another Nardiello antic. I don't think that was a punch. to have him spread-eagled like that.
Well, I think
he was coming the old soldier there.
His own corner don't look as if they're going to have it. They're taking him up and they're getting him back. But here comes the antics from Nardiello.
Well, it's all happening here in his first world title fight of the night.
Good right hand, but then I think his foot did go from underneath him as that shot went.
He landed a cracking shot just before it would.
There, the left foot just went away from. He just slipped on the canvas.
There's a knockdown now. There, yeah, he lost his balance as well in throwing that big right hand.
10 seconds.
And then at the end of the round, a bit of shenanigans. Look, he didn't even land a punch. He didn't even land a punch, Woodhall. Oh, well, I told you, this fellow Nardiello is one of the great play actors. I'll tell you what, if he'd been around in a previous life, he might have been a court jester at Henry VIII's palace, or maybe even a Martian or something, I don't know. Now what's he going to do? Well, thank goodness we didn't get a silly ending there.
Yes, it certainly is. But this is where you can start to get the antics. But this is normally where, you know, his temperament is starting to give way. And this is where Woodhall has to be strong and he has to keep the pressure on him, keep chipping away. It's normally the first signs that Nardiello's starting to come apart.
He certainly seemed to be looking for an out, didn't he, at the end of that last round. I think he was hoping that Woodhall might end up getting disqualified for punching him after the bell, but I think there was no way he was going to get away with that. Away from home here, Woodhall driving in backwards and driving in the body shots too.
I think Woodhall can sense that maybe the strength is starting to come apart, just seep out of Nardiello.
This is an excellent performance from Woodhall so far. Clumping right down, and Nardiello going down again. This time rolling over, and I'm not sure he wants to get up. 8, 9, he's up at 9, about 9.9, I'd say. Nardiello doesn't look that interested. Woodhall might have him here. Another right uppercut, Towles come in, it'll be stopped, it's over. Richie Woodhall still the champion. It was a great performance this time from Woodhall. He wipes away the memory of his lethargic display against Glenn Catley. That was the business this time from Richie Woodhall.
Well, that was exactly the performance he needed. He needed to be strong and aggressive. As you said, he wiped away all the memories, proved that he's a much better fighter. He wants a big fight at the winner of Calzaghe-Reed. And on that sort of performance, I think a lot of people will be looking forward to it. That was a really good Richie Woodhall performance.